Alright, we're back with another deck here. This is my version 2 of Black Belcher. So if you haven't seen my V1 of Black Belcher, I'd recommend checking that out first so you can see a little bit of how the two decks play different from each other. I guess it doesn't really matter which one you watch first, this one or the other one, doesn't really matter. But what I'll tell you is the things that I changed from the last deck are this. Mainly what you don't see in here that you did see in the other deck was the Beseech the Mirror combo with Mizzix's Mastery and Tendrils of Agony. Basically, we were trying to run a combo package of Mizzix's Mastery, Beseech the Mirror, and Sedgemoor Witch, which are basically cards that allow you to drain your opponent for around like 26-ish, assuming that you have a critical set of components on the board. And when we played that deck, I don't even think we're able to use the Beseech the Mirror combo at all. When we won, it was because we just found a Charbelcher early and were able to cast it. And pretty much when we didn't do that, we lost. This is kind of how the games went. So what I came back with today is something that's a little bit different. We're still running all the One Rings because it's important to get that protection and to basically not die to creatures. We are a deck that needs to use our only untapped lands for the price of 3 life every time we want to have a Shatterskull Smashing or Agadeem's Awakening come down. So that kind of illustrates the issue that we have with keeping our life total at a high enough amount. So yeah, the One Ring, good way to keep ourselves protected. We can still accelerate into that with Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual over here. And if we're not doing that, then the game plan is still Charbelcher. And we're running 4 Ironcrag feats this time. In the previous build, we were using Beseech the Mirror to go find it. But in this build, we are kind of transitioning to making treasure tokens. So it's a lot easier to just cast Ironcrag feat. And for that reason, we're going to run 4 of them. Actually, I think what I will change is going up in a Belcher and down in an Ironcrag feat, because that's kind of the proportions of those that we want to have. So kind of now that we have that out of the way, what is the supporting cast that we changed? Sign and Blood is still here, Demonic Tutor, Orcish Bowmasters, Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize are still around. But what we did get to add with the cards that we removed are Shambling Ghast, Lightning Bolt, and Strike It Rich. So Shambling Ghast and Strike It Rich are both part of our ramp package, and Lightning Bolt kind of helps us with a lot of the smaller aggro decks that we can kind of just like pick off a creature that would represent 6 to 8 damage over the course of a few turns. And so with that, we've brought the curve of the deck down a lot, and I think that helps us in terms of consistency and in opening hands. One of the biggest things that I noticed when I was recording the other league was that it was really hard to cast some of these spells, or they were all basically kind of filling the same spot. So the deck wasn't really built well from that kind of curve standpoint, but I still think that it was a fun deck, and if you've seen me run that combo before, it is a really cool one when it goes off. Unfortunately, I don't think that Timeless is going to be the ecosystem for that right now, so we're going to give this deck a try. This is Black Belcher V2. I hope you guys enjoy it. Before we hop into the games, make sure to leave a like on the video and to comment what you're thinking about this. Did you like V1, V2 more? What would you change for a V3? I'm probably going to be making one after this because this is a deck that I want to explore more with. But with that being said, let's hop into some games here and get in. This is Black Belcher V2. Let's enjoy some games. Alright, here is our V2 Black Belcher round 1. We'll keep this 7. And we are already pretty close to getting to our Belcher. Guess I'll just play a Stoneforge to start, and then we'll just work on some black mana. Ooh, that's 2 of these, so we might as well just go ahead, pay 3 life here, go Strike It Rich, Strike It Rich. Now this will represent a Belcher next turn. There are some cards that we can draw that make it an insta-kill. We will see if that comes down now or not. We do have an opportunity to shock this Ragavan, which actually could be nice. Then I can just pay 3 life to Shatterskull Smash and get the Belcher in anyway. Seems solid. I always like to make sure my opponent doesn't have card advantage. Alright. New to our turn, we have Smashing, pay the 3 life. That is our Belcher. If they can't remove it, we get to activate it next turn, and that'll be GG. Alright, and it looks like we got him. Success in round 1. That is what you like to see. V2 of this deck is looking pretty solid already. Let's hop into round 2 and see if that continues. Alright, here we go. This is going to be our round 2. We have a bunch of dark rituals, and that actually might end up being very useful to us. They show Polluted Delta here. I think I'm going to just show a tapped land, and we'll pass. Here comes Polluted Delta. You got it. And oh my god, that's a Belcher. Let's see if that Watery Grave is holding up Spell Pierce. Oh, and it actually doesn't even matter if they hold up Spell Pierce. I'm gonna just Dark Ritual again to protect myself. Oh man, that is nice. Alright, Shambling Gas, and all we need is a land. Inquisition does not even matter. All of the stuff that we care about is on the table already. Oh, what the heck? They just Fatal pushed me. Okay, I think they've realized their mistake there. That is a funny way to win round 2. Alright, well, cool. We're 2-0 so far with Black Belcher V2. I think I'm liking this build. Let's move on to round 3. Alright, round 3 coming up. Little tough on the mana here. We'd like to actually cast that Bowmasters. I think I'm going to go ahead and ship this one back. I mean, this is a thing. This is a thing that we could be doing. I think I'm going to keep this and get rid of the Iron Crag. Maybe get rid of the Iron Crag here. We'll go for a slow Thoughtseize play, I think. Or maybe just use Sign in Blood. Not really sure. Alright, that is an Agadeem's Awakening. I think let's go slow here, use Thoughtseize to check the hand. Oh, this is Emergent Sequence. That's interesting. And then Careful Cultivation. So what is this deck doing? I think Brainstorm is not castable with the lands that they have. They're going to use Emergent Sequence to find it, I guess. For each land you had enter the battlefield under your control this turn. So I think that makes a blue mana that's like a 1/1, which we can kill with Bowmasters. And do I care about Careful Cultivation? Not really. I guess Emergent Sequence is the one that goes, even though they can still cast the other one right now. So this is for 1. So do they find a blue mana source? They don't even find a blue mana source. That's crazy. I guess we go Sign in Blood first. More red things. We'll put a black land out. Pass the turn. Channel to make green, and they lack the colors for Atraxa currently. Guess I could have killed that 1/1 with the Bowmasters. I'm kind of waiting for them to try to draw with Brainstorm. This thing, this permanent is blue-green. That is so interesting. Okay. I guess we'll Bowmasters. Well, I kind of wanted to kill the mountain, actually. We'll use this to play our 4th land, and then we'll ambush the mountain in combat. Let's see if they decide to use Brainstorm here. We're really just looking to blow them out of this. Okay, let's see how many cards they'd like to draw. They could brainstorm in response here. I'm surprised they didn't. Alright. How many cards go back? Alright. Well, that's enough to kill this mountain. We'll be able to clear the board like this. Some mana, sure. And all of a sudden, we have both a board and a Belcher coming down. Even with their Atraxa, they shouldn't be able to do anything about it. Now, I am a little worried that their red is going to allow them to be able to destroy Belcher. And if that happens, boy, I've got a hand of just red cards over here that is going to make this a whole lot of a problem. Let's play Belcher. Maybe that will be a win. We have pressure on both fronts here. Let's see if they can do anything about it. There's a land, Bloodstained Mire. They are still off their Atraxa colors. They find Steam Vents. What is this going to be for? Emergent Sequence. And that's going to find something that produces white. No, that's interesting. Don't know if I totally understand what they're doing. It's a green and blue fractal. Okay, looks like we had him there. Not really sure what the build was, but we were able to get around it with Bowmasters. We'll take it. That is round 3 out of the way. Here comes round 4. Let's go. All right, it's round 4, and we've had ultimately a pretty solid set of games so far. Let's keep this. We actually have turn 2 Belcher with a turn 3 activation. All right, this is the acceleration that we want to see, and if that doesn't work, then after that we can just Ironcrag Feet. Oh, I'm loving this. Let's go. Dang. Well, our opponent's not really loving it. That was an amazing hand. I actually really like what that was trying to do there. I'm going to go ahead and just re-queue. We're going to keep the recording going, just because I kind of want to show that we did have a very good hand potentially for round 3. Even if it ends up as a curb stomping, we will at least be able to see that in the video. That round 3 could have gone well. Alright, let's hope that the queue doesn't take too long here. It's been like a medium long queue, as I've been experiencing over the past couple of days of this format being around. But ultimately, I haven't had to wait more than a few minutes for games, so all is well, I'd say. I guess now's a better time than any to remind you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what you're feeling about this new format. I guess it's probably not so new now that you're seeing this video because it's been in the queue for a bit, but I'm curious to know what you're enjoying about it, what you're playing, and what I should check out. So if you have examples for me, things that you think would be cool for me to play, I am all ears. Opponent keeps a hand of 7 here, and we have 3 lands. The Shambling Gas gets us our second pip closer to Ironcrag Feet, but are we really doing anything notable with this hand? And I think the answer is no, so I'm going to go to 6. Oh boy, 1 lander with 2 Ironcrag Feet, so I don't think we can take that. On 5, we actually have a better hand here. This is representative of basically the 4 mana that we need. And we have Lightning Bolt to control, Demonic Tutor to find our payoff. So maybe we just ditch the Bowmasters. Deathrite Shaman. That's fine. Let's pretend like we want to trade with Shambling Ghast to their Deathrite Shaman. That might make them not attack. Wooded Foothills, okay. Now, is this to find Jund colors, or is it mono black? That is the question. Or I guess it couldn't be mono black based on this. Could be Golgari, though. Alright, they're going to accelerate their mana here. Oh, for Necropotence, okay. So my lightning bolt that I put on the bottom of the library may actually come in handy here. Necro cards come to hand, you got it. Is it Demonic Tutor or Bowmasters? I'm almost thinking now that I want to play Bowmasters, start getting in, and then end up in a situation where I pressure their life total. Demonic Tutor then would want to find a Lightning Bolt. Okay, so we're going to play a little bit with our own life total here. We're going to get in for 1. And we're going to see if we can chump block their Deathrite Shaman here. We'll end turn. I think it's extremely unlikely that this Bowmasters ever gets another trigger. Polluted Delta, sure. Deathrite Shaman will be able to make their 4th piece of mana. Inquisition of Kozilek, so we're going to go ahead and just play Bowmasters here. Bonk them for 1, and we're going to lose our Demonic Tutor. Oh, Fatal Push on Bowmasters, okay. Deathrite Shaman doing the thing for the 2nd piece of mana here. What are they going to play? This is Weather the Storm. Whoa. That's interesting. So Weather the Storm with like a Necropotence, maybe Bolas's Citadel angle? Ooh, now you got me thinking. Oh, I like what they're doing here. This could be a fun deck. Number 1, I'm interested to see how they play this game, and number 2, I think you might be able to expect a brew from me around these set of cards coming at some point. Well, let's let them get all the Necro cards into hand here. For some reason, I need to resolve all manually, which is pretty annoying. The MTGA UI team's going to have to figure something out about that. Moved to my turn, they got to discard 3 or 2? I think just 2. Some more mana here. Well, okay, that's actually not going to really work for Deathrite Shaman. Alright, my turn. What am I going to do here? Guess we'll just play Shadow Skull Smashing here. Get in for some damage. Say go. I'm keeping Hagra Mauling in hand in case they are a deck that wants to play a big dumb creature that I'll be needing to dispose of. Hagra Mauling seems to be the way that I will do that. So how do they play their... Nope, okay. They get to see my Shatter Skull Smashing. Oh yeah, that's right. That is considered 2 CMC or less. 3 CMC or less. Here comes Bowmasters to take out my token. Oh, they actually take out my Shambling Gas. That's interesting. Well, I'm super excited to create a treasure token here. That means worst case, I activate Hagra Mauling. Best case, I cast a Belcher on my next turn. Alright, drain me for 2. And there's some more Necro cards coming to hand at the end of turn. Necro exiles from graveyard, and then now this is just strike it rich for us, okay. So that is basically just make one treasure token, next turn we'll make another if we really want to. We're kind of sitting in a precarious situation here. We can trade with the Bowmasters though, so that makes me feel a little bit less bad about the situation. Dark Writ. And is this Bolas' Citadel? Oh, Dark Writ number 2. What are we doing? Oh, am I just getting burnt out with, like, Torment of Hailfire? No, it is Bolas' Citadel. Okay. And, yeah, let's see what they can do. We have no castable spells, so we just get to sit back and watch. This is Diabolic Intent finding what? They do have Weather the Storm, so that is a thing that can happen. Bowmasters will hit me. Okay. So I think if we want to take a look at our outs here, how much could we do a Shatter Skull Smashing for? We could hit for 4, and then we could also hit for 3 with our Lightning Bolts. So that means that we have 7 outs here, or 6 outs because we already played a Shatter Skull. Okay, opponent's at 4. That means a Shatter Skull off the top, if they don't find Weather the Storm, is lethal. They might gain some life here with Deathrite Shaman. Yep. Alright, so that means they hit something big here. Ah, it's Tendrils. Got it. Okay, so this is value Tendrils, sure. And now I would say that my opponent has it. So an interesting deck here. This is going to be Bolas' Citadel, Terminating, and Tendrils of Agony. And they utilize Weather the Storm to gain life. Yeah, no, this is a very fun deck. I'm going to do a brew around this, and we will get to playing this at some point. So look forward for that on the channel. But for now, that is our round 4. Oh, sorry, our round 3 out of the way. We have round 4 coming up now. Here we go. All right, it's the final round here. Let's see what we can do. What kind of damage can we get up to? Well, this is a pretty big ramp hand. I think I want to keep it. I think that I might want to convert any not great draws that I have over the next couple of turns. I want to take those and then use Valakut Awakening to ship them away. So that means that I want to start out by paying some life for things like Strike It Rage. Maybe it would have been better to start off on a Shambling Gas so it could attack. Yeah, that would have been able to attack this turn. Unfortunate. Let's pay more life here. Do a little cosplaying as, what do you call it? As Death's Shadow, even though we are definitely not that. We have all the mana here to basically kill if we draw our Belcher, so that's good to know. We're going to Fatal Push here. I will indeed make a treasure. We will Sago. Well, the unfortunate thing is I like all these draws. It's another Strike It Rich. I'm really kind of starting to think about just using this Valakut Awakening. Okay, so I could Valakut Awakening now, find a land, presumably, and then be set up the following turn to do more things. But then do I really want to get rid of this Iron Crag feat? Because that's kind of my ticket to victory. I think I get rid of Bowmasters and Strike It Rich. Let's do that. So we auto-pay. And we will take the draw 3 here. Well, that's Bowmasters, which is gonna hurt. Well, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll resolve this. And then we're gonna spend some mana here to Bowmasters them. So that we can avoid getting blown out here. Let's put 2 cards back. Now this Iron Crag feat is no longer that good. And we'll draw 2, or draw 3, sorry. So let's go ahead and drop this out. We'll be able to play another Shambling Gas next turn, and then we'll be back up to our treasure count once we do a Strike It Rich next turn. Table of the Mirror Breaker, okay. We are interested in them drawing cards here. And oh, look at what we found. Okay, let's just pay 3 life for this. There's a Belcher. What can you do about that? No attacks, we'll just sit back. And we have 10 life to work with here. If they draw to find an answer, we kill their mana producer. Okay. So notable that they're playing the Blitz guy. This guy can Blitz for 4 mana. Now we have a good blocker. I am feeling pretty solid about this. Can they kill an artifact? That is something that not a lot of decks force you to do. So that means that Char-Belcher decks are pretty well positioned to face not a lot of removal that is relevant against them. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker, and if that ain't it, looks like we have our Belcher kill. Alright, let's point that at their face and say GG. That's 48 damage to the dome and another kill with Belcher. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at my V2 build of Belcher. Definitely some things to iterate on here. I would like to have maybe like 2 copies of Beseech the Mirror, because that is just a really good way of finding your Ironcrag feats or your Belchers if you have them. So that's one thing that I'd like to change. And then the other thing is, I think what we did change that was good about this is that having those lightning bolts, having some more access to other tutors was pretty nice. Even though we didn't really use them, it feels like we have more of an overlap compared to version 1. But yeah, I think overall my gut feel is that there's still more to work on here, and maybe we'll be able to shape this into a deck that's somewhat competitive in the Timeless format. If you've tried it and found anything interesting that you think I should try, definitely let me know in the comments. Like the video if you liked it, and if you're new to the channel and you want to support me, subscribe for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But with that being said, that is all from me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.